an American icon. But as we are constantly reminded, every time we fly, we tempt gravity's relentless grasp. Anything can go wrong. A mechanical failure, a sudden storm, an act of terrorism. On November 23, 1996, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 961, carrying 175 passengers and crew, takes off from Addis Ababa.
I was on a business trip and I was in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and I was moving down or traveling to Nairobi.
I was meeting my husband. My husband is in Lagos. We got our business over there.
We were going to take a safari with two companies in Kenya.
Before reaching cruising altitude, the lady sitting next to me, Rani Nankani, who we started to chat. Everything was quite normal. Taking off, the announcements were very, very normal.
Suddenly, terror shatters the calm.
What I thought was somebody was crazy flitted down the right aisle real fast, saying things as he ran, and somebody came on the left-hand side down the aisle, and as they did so, I thought, uh-oh, here's hijacking.
The hijackers storm the cockpit, announcing to the passengers that there will be a change in destination. Brandishing a fire extinguisher, which they claim contains a bomb, they tell the pilot they want to go to Australia. The pilot protests, pointing to the fuel gauge. It reads a quarter full. They will never make it.
Some people screaming, some people crying, some other people in the back that were praying on the floor, including one of the stewardesses. So one father had 3 children on his lap trying to hold all of them together.
After 3 hours, the pilot makes the inevitable announcement. The plane is out of fuel. He tells the passengers to prepare for a crash landing.
There was a period of time that I thought to myself, well, you know, maybe I might die.
I was thinking of God. I knew God is with me. It was so strong, the feeling was so strong. Like Ron was there, and then he said, I'm cold. My hands are cold, he told me. He said, I told him, let's join hands together.
5,000 feet. The plane speeds through its unavoidable descent.
We're looking out the window to watch the aircraft descending toward the water.
Impact is fast approaching.
We took the position for crash landing, Ron and me.
I took my glasses off with about 2 or 3 seconds to go, gave one bad last hard look at the hijacker who was standing up, started giving him an evil eye just like this.
Hurtling at 200 miles per hour, they near the tropical island paradise of Grand Comoros, where a sunbathing couple is videotaping their vacation.
Ethiopian.
Well.
What's it? I know, what's this? Oh, Malifing. What is this? Oh, what is
The plane then, within a second or two thereafter, hit the water, and the first bump was rather gentle. Then there was a hard bump, uh-oh. And then it was tense, tumbling like a washing machine. And at that point I realized, I said, uh-oh, looks like I'm dead.
1 second later, I was in debris, and we heard a big swoosh, whoosh, of water rushing into the aircraft.
I was looking for Ron, and I was just looking around. Then I saw him coming out from the water, just very close to me, and his face was full of blood. So I told him, Ron, is it you? Is it you? He said, yes, Rani, you're there. And we survived the air crash, he said. We are alive.
My foot was bleeding real badly. It was sliced down the middle, so I was anxious to get somewhere, and also, worried about sharks, crocodiles.
Pulled my foot up, and I saw my foot. It was just hanging on a piece of skin, like.
I said, I'm alive. You know how you sort of talk to yourself. I'm alive. And then I looked for my wife, who had been sitting on my right. She was gone. I looked to the left, with a quick movement like that. And she was sitting there on my left instead of on my right. And she, too, was sitting upright in her seat. She looked okay. I said, are you okay? She said, I'm okay.
Tourists who moments before had been enjoying holiday relaxation are now thrust into a life and death struggle to rescue survivors.
I swam back to her and I inflated her vest. I disconnected her seatbelt and she fell down toward me and I said, just grab my neck.
And he got hold of my hand and he pulled me towards him. And then I was so scared of my foot, I said, okay, then there's nothing you can do. Either it's there or it's not there.
And so I swam out of the debris. I'm just paddling out of the debris. I'm swimming backwards. She's holding onto my neck. And I said, where are we going? Where are we going? And then we spotted a boat and I simply swam to that boat. And then we got to the beach and we were unloaded.
Minutes before an idyllic resort, Grand Comoros now resembles a war zone. Emergency crews struggle to keep the most seriously injured alive and retrieve the dead from the wreckage. Ronnie, Frank, Ron, and the rest of the survivors are brought to the local makeshift hospital. Ronnie's brother came from India to meet her.
When I saw him, I just couldn't believe it, like he's here. He gave me a big hug. He said, Ranu, I've got you back again. And he was very emotional also. We just couldn't let go of each other. Told him, you know what, Ron saved me. He said, who's Ron? I said, he was sitting next to me on the flight and he's the one who saved me and this is what happened. Immediately he got up. I told him, where are you going? He said, I'm going to go meet Ron.
Well, he came in and he said, you're the angel that saved my sister's life.
He's an angel, definitely.
And there's this feeling of uneasiness. There's this feeling of having death closer to you than you're used to. The people in front of me, they died. Almost all of the first-class people, they died. And a great deal of the people who were back in economy, they drowned. And why me? Why me? And the only answer that I can say to that is, God wants me to do something here, so I'm here. And I don't know what that is, and I'm working on that one.
52 people survived Flight 961. 127 died, including all 3 hijackers. To this day, their motives remain a mystery.